What's
Hi,
up, young
Frankie.
Hollywood?
What's
It's
up?
good to
Hi,
see you.
Frankie,
It's been a minute.
We talked like a while ago, and then Hector, this is our first time meeting.
Yeah, I
Hi.
know. It's good to see you again.
Nice to meet you.
I love you guys. Look so good. All the
You
fun
look
stuff.
gorgeous. I love the blonde.
Oh,
Hey,
is
I
it
went
blonde?
blonde. Yes, I did.
No, it's just really good right now.
Looks great. Blonde looks great.
I just went blonder myself.
That even looks really good.
Thank
Everyone
you.
looks really good.
I was just fishing for a compliment. It's don't worry about it. Yeah, it's great. I just want you to talk
Any day, anytime.
about it.
SpongeBob BingePants is coming out a podcast.
Yes.
How was it entering the podcast space? Like, how'd you feel listening to yourself talking? Both of you.
I mean, I don't know. That's an interesting question. I
Yeah.
think I've come to terms with the sound of my own voice. Like, I mean, what was it? Maybe about like 10 years ago. But like, I do remember it being very jarring the first time that I heard myself speak. I think I had to like around Big Brother time because I rewatched a lot of those clips and I was like, that's what I sound like. But now I feel like I have like an iconic, recognizable voice that
Absolutely.
I'm very proud of. But yeah, I remember that's a great question because the first time I felt really weird. And you've been doing podcasts for a long
I
time.
have. I love the sound of my own voice. I think it's great. I love to hear myself talk. And
Yeah.
I'm super humble. So this worked out.
That was amazing, and that's I was born for podcasts, so there you go.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
So you deep dive, you watch all of the SpongeBob episodes back through. What was that like for you guys to rewatch all these episodes?
I mean, we're currently doing it right now, is what's crazy.
Yeah.
And the other crazy thing is too that the first season has so many episodes, and currently at the time of this recording, we've watched like 4 of them.
Yeah.
And we have gotten so much to talk about
Yeah.
with just those 4. And
Yeah.
we've interviewed people that have worked on the show and voice actors on the show and gotten their sort of whole 20+ year story, because a lot of those same people are still working on the shows today. So like we're looking at those early episodes. We've only watched 4 so far. The next
Yeah.
one, maybe my favorite episode, by the way, Pizza Delivery.
Oh, this one
which
is so good.
It's so good.
I
So
love
it's like
pizza delivery.
every week, Frankie and I get together and we have so much to talk about, even with just a 20-minute chunk of SpongeBob. We're like, we can talk for an hour,
Yeah.
we can talk for 2 hours.
Yes.
And then on top of that, they're telling us like, oh, and by the way, guys, you get to interview this person
Yeah.
who worked on the show, this person who painted the backgrounds or who animated the characters.
Or
who
the
directed
voice
or
of Sandy or the voice of Plankton. Like we've been in like, as both SpongeBob super fans, like we have been geeking out and, you know, really enjoying our time talking together and also just about this amazing project that keeps delivering
Yeah.
more gems to discuss. It's great. I'm really excited for everybody to hear the podcast because I feel like people don't necessarily understand the depth of like the conversations that can be had around this topic, and when they listen to it, they're going to be like, wow,
Yeah.
I didn't even know. It's super entertaining too. We are having a blast.
We're funny. So
and we
please
are
listen
funny
to it
We're very funny.
because we're also funny.
Yeah.
Did you
Yeah.
ever think that SpongeBob would take up this much of your life, like in a good way?
No, I never did.
I
mean,
did.
You did?
I did. Like only because I mean, you know, we talked about this before. You were watching SpongeBob when you were a kid. I was watching SpongeBob when I was a kid. We had different paths, and you went on to become this amazing performer and actor.
Stop.
And then Frankie studied marine biology. I'm going to
That's
keep bragging
true.
about this.
Yeah.
He has a degree in marine biology,
Look, I have a
Jolie.
Man ray on
He
my-
has a man ray on his legs.
Yeah.
So Frankie was inspired by the show and took it with him in his way. And then I ended up going to college and I studied animation. And I was even, when I was in college, I was even an intern at Nickelodeon for a few years. So I got to come to this building and like meet some of the people that were working on the shows. So in a way, in my life dream, I had always thought, I just love animation so much. I think I'm going to be around it. Cut to, I ended up being a podcast host, hosting a podcast for Nickelodeon, and then years later getting to meet Frankie, and then, you know, going on this journey. So, I mean, plus you've always carried him around in your heart, SpongeBob. He never left Frankie.
No, that's the thing. Like I've always known that I was SpongeBob SquarePants, but I didn't know that it would be a part of my career. However, the millisecond that they asked if I would be even remotely interested, I was like, yes, this is what I was born to do. So like, did I know? No. Was I surprised? No.
In the situation, who would be out of you two? Who would be Patrick and who would be SpongeBob?
this is easy. This is easy peasy. Let me do this to make it easier. I would be Patrick. You know, I'm lovably, I think, a little chubbier than Frankie. Frankie is got a rockin' bod, and he is also SpongeBob personified as a human being. He has the joy, he has the inspiration, he has the imagination.
Yeah.
I mean, this is SpongeBob to a T, and I have so much fun getting to play and getting to actually be the best friend for Frankie whenever we record this episode. So yeah, I love it.
I was going to say the same thing. Like there is an argument to be said that there is no SpongeBob without Patrick. And I feel very much like that. Like we balance each other off. We play with each other. Like we bounce each other's thoughts and ideas like back and forth so quickly on this podcast. And I really do think that it's the combination of the two of us that make this show so great.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. That's what I was. Yeah. So we're finishing each other's sentences.
I'm ready.
You can literally even tell just the way that you guys interact here versus like the podcast. Like wait till people hear it. Like you just click like there wouldn't be two better people to do this podcast like at all. Like I'm not even trying to boost you up because I'm interviewing you. But like low key, like it's like how I feel. So.
Oh, you're so sweet.
That's great.
And we agree.
Yeah.
I can't wait for the world to be on the same page as you.
Again, we're humble.
Very
Nothing but humility comes from us, but
or as they say in French, humilité. I don't think that's.
Do you have any certain like rituals for warm up? Like, do you go into the podcast with like, do you prep? Like, how does the process of the podcast work for you guys?
Well, the fun thing is we watch the episodes on our own at home.
Yeah.
And so we have notes, we have kind of a shared little notes thing, but like, I like the surprise of we still come to the podcast not knowing exactly what we're going to talk, like what's
no idea,
you know?
Yeah.
And then again, Frankie's dropping these like marine biology knowledge bombs, you know, where he's like, oh, by the way, did you know that this is how a lobster's biology works? And I'm like, that's just like the show. So that's our prep, I think.
Yeah, I mean, like I've kind of learned in my career as a host that the more I prep, the worse. Not even the worse. That the more, even if I prep like for like days and days and days, I still give the exact same performance when I'm hosting. So I've learned to just prep less and less and less and less because it's still going to be exactly as good as it was going to be, even if I spent like days researching things. So I'm much more of an off the cuff kind of host. Yeah. And so that also makes it fun for us because I don't know what he's going to say. He doesn't know what I'm going to say. And it becomes a really natural and organic conversation.
It's real.
Rather than like bullet point.
Even our interviews are like that. Even when we talk to somebody, we have an idea of what we want to ask them. We have questions and stuff, but it's just like, sometimes the conversation leads a certain way and we find these great little gems like, what did you do?
My prep consists of me like running around my house trying to get ready and like booting my computer up at like 11:59. We start recording at 12 and literally I sit down and I'm like, hey guys, I've just been waiting for you to show up, but it is pandemonium in my house. Things are flying. I'm putting on makeup as I'm like turning on my computer and then like literally 12 o'clock. I'm like, hi, I'm so ready. I'm so great. Thank you. Oh, Carolyn Lawrence, we've been waiting for you. Thank you. No, not true. I'm a disaster until literally 12 o'clock.
Yeah. And no one will know. Like that's the best thing about it. No one knows.
I just let the secret out right now.
Yeah.
The producers are like, really? I'm like, yes, I'm a disaster until I turn back. And that's so cool because we're recording from our own homes.
Yeah.
So we do have that freedom of like, we don't have to be there, you know, at like 2 hours or like the way you prep to do this normally in the studio.
This is the first time I've worn pants
while
recording SpongeBob BingePants
in like a year and a half. Usually just pajamas.
Yeah, so it's kind of fun. It's really fun. I'm glad we're in the same room though together.
Yeah, this is
really fun.
This is great.
I know. Like, when is the last time you were actually together in person?
Oh well, we had lunch.
We got lunch, which was awesome.
Yeah.
We still recorded a bunch of episodes, and then that in person. You know, we went through the whole audition process through the internet, and then recording the episodes through the internet. And get to meet your cute little dog.
You did met Appa.
Adorable little Appa named after another Nickelodeon cartoon. Frankie's the perfect person to host this podcast, you guys.
Yes, our sister show, Avatar: The Last Airbender. That's what I named my dog after.
Yeah.
Do you guys, so are you constantly texting when you're not together, or do you how do you communicate usually?
I text Frankie anytime I find a SpongeBob meme or like a news
interview.
Story. Like a few weeks ago, there was a story where they were like, this diver off the coast of whatever found an underwater sponge right next to a starfish.
Yeah.
and it was like somebody colored it yellow and pink, and I'm like, I gotta send this to Frankie. So we'll just be sharing, just like I think everybody does. They just share SpongeBob memes with their friends.
SpongeBob related content is what we text back and forth all the time, and some of it even makes it into the show because there's good stuff.
Yeah. Frankie's like, we got to talk about this on the show. Yeah, great. Yeah.
I do. I like to respond with heart and thumb up a lot, and exclamation
Yellow
point.
heart
I use
galore.
the
Yellow heart all the time.
love it.
Well, awesome. Congratulations, guys. I can't wait for literally the world to find out that you guys are literally perfect together. So that's good. And
Yay! I'm
to
so excited.
see you again,
We're
Frankie
gonna
and Hector.